Hi, welcome to Story Time with Gigi. I'm so glad you're here today. Today's story is for my friend Eddie, otherwise known as Edwardo. Edwardo, the Horriblest Boy in the Whole Wide World by John Birmingham. He's not really horrible. Edwardo was an ordinary boy. He would get up in the morning, get dressed, have his breakfast, go to school, play games, eat his supper, and go to bed. Sometimes Edwardo would kick things. You're a rough boy, Edwardo. You're always kicking things. You are the roughest boy in the whole wide world. Edwardo became even rougher. Like most children, Edwardo made a lot of noise. You're a very noisy boy, Edwardo. You are the noisiest boy in the whole wide world. Edwardo became noisier and noisier. From time to time, Edwardo was nasty to little children. You are a nasty bully, Edwardo. You are the nastiest boy in the whole wide world. Edwardo became nastier and nastier. Occasionally, Edwardo was not very nice to animals and would chase a cat. You are a cruel boy, Edwardo, chasing the cat. You are the cruelest boy in the whole wide world. Edwardo became more and more cruel. Edwardo was not always good at keeping his room clean. Your room gets messier and messier every day, Edwardo. You're the messiest boy in the whole wide world. Edwardo's room became messier and messier. Often, Edwardo would forget to wash his face and brush his teeth in the morning. You're the dirtiest boy, Edwardo. You're the dirtiest boy in the whole wide world. Edwardo became dirtier and dirtier. And as the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Edwardo became even clumsier, crueler, noisier, messier, dirtier, nastier, ruder, rougher, until one day they said, Edwardo, you really are the horriblest boy in the whole wide world. Then one day, Edwardo kicked a pot of flowers. It flew through the air and landed on some earth. I see you're starting a little garden, Edwardo. It looks lovely. You should get some more plants. Edwardo was good with growing things, and he was asked to help people with their garden. Cruel Edwardo was waiting for the dog with a bucket of water. He threw it over the dog as it came by. Thank you so much, Edwardo, for washing my muddy dog for me. You are good with animals. And so Edwardo was asked to clean and look after everybody's pets. Edwardo's room was getting so untidy he could not find anything, so he threw everything out the window. All Edwardo's things landed into a truck that was collecting for the poor people. Thank you, Edwardo, for giving all of your things away. Look at Edwardo's room. Why can't we all be as neat and as tidy as he is? Edwardo was becoming dirtier and dirtier until one day he became so dirty that flies started to chase him down the road. He jumped into the river to get away from them. A lady pulled Edwardo out of the river and took him back to her house. She gave him a hot bath, washed and ironed his clothes, and sent him back to school. Look, children, look at Edwardo. He is the cleanest, smartest boy in the whole school. One day at school, nasty Edwardo pushed little Alec. very hard. At that moment, one of the lights in the room crashed down onto the spot where Alex had been standing. You had just saved our little Alex. What a quick-thinking boy you are. You should look after little ones. And from then on, Edwardo looked after the little children. One day, Edwardo was making more noise than he had ever made before, which frightened some lions who had escaped. They were so frightened by noisy Edwardo, they went back into their cage. You're very good with lions, Edwardo. Perhaps you could come and help me. Now, from time to time, Edwardo is a little untidy, cruel, dirty, messy, clumsy, noisy, nasty, rude. But really, Edwardo is the nicest boy in the whole wide world. Well, what did you think of that book? Let me know in the comments below. Gigi has her own feelings. I think that you have to be nice to people and say nice things to them, because if you say bad things, then they'll act out. So if you tell somebody that they're nice and kind and loving, then they'll be nice and kind and loving. But let me know what you think in the comments below, and also let me know what books you want me to read here at Story Time with Gigi. And if you'd like to see more stories by me, click here or here. And make sure you subscribe so you never miss a story time. And until next time, as my friend Les Brown would say, shoot for the moon, because if you miss, you might just land amongst the stars. Bye!